it's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So it's Friday. For me, it's not Friday. For me, it's Thursday. But it is Friday for you. This is pre-recorded. I'm not sure how often this segment will be pre-recorded on Fridays or how long it'll be live. The clocks have changed here in Israel. Haven't changed in England yet, which is kind of freaky. So we're only 1 hour, was it between us right now? That's reasonably cool. But yeah, now for me, Sabbath, which is I'm Jewish. If you didn't know, I'm like religious Jewish, comes in later because the clock's changed. Now Sabbath comes in at 6:30. So if I'm wrapped up at 6, which will be 4 in the UK, I can do a live stream then. You let me know what you want. Do you want this pre-recorded or do you want it live, baby, live? I'm doing lots of live streams now. I'm basically trying to do daily live streams because I'm building my algorithm. I'm building up my channel on Rumble, which is so much better for me. Oh my God, so much freakishly better for me. It blows my freaking mind, right? It absolutely blows my mind. How much better? Like again, my channel's like got 150 subscribers on Rumble. Getting 4, now 5 times the viewership on my live streams on Rumble. Videos, nothing. They get like a few, but they get nothing, generally speaking. But the live streams, they do well. So I'm setting this up. I don't know if this is going to work, right? This is the other thing. I'm going to test it out today, but I'm setting this up to go out as a live stream on Rumble. There's a thing, I use a thing called StreamYard to stream through. So you can either do a live stream or you can upload a video and then they'll live stream that video, right? So hopefully that's going to work. We're going to find out. I do not know. Who knows or dares to dream? But please, wherever you are, on Rumble, on YouTube, wherever you may find me, like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you very much for doing that, right? Definitely comment. Let me know if you would like these to be live on Fridays, if they'll be a bit earlier or not, right? You let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. If you're not on Rumble, go to Rumble and sign up on Rumble. Man, it's so much better. Oh, I'm thinking like Crowder's just signed up to Rumble. I like Crowder. Although Crowder, okay, we're going to get to Doctor in a minute. Okay, I promise. Okay, Crowder shot himself in the foot, right? Because I liked the Stephen Crowder show. I would listen to it like every day, like religiously, which, yeah, for a religious person, that's quite severe, right? And I really enjoyed it, right? And then he was offline for like 3 months, and it left my routine. And it become far less important, right? It's like if you watch a soap, if you miss a week of it, you'll go back and you'll see exactly the same things happening just with different people, right? And that's why I stopped watching EastEnders. I'm like, it's the same bollocks, different day, right? So yeah, never be offline, which is why I've got daily streams going on. That's why. Never be offline, right? For a big length of time, right? That is not good for you. Anyway, I digress. Like, share, subscribe, comment, head over to Rumble. Oh yeah, so I was saying Crowd's there. He's got this thing. I would love to work it out how to do it. There's a dump button on for YouTube. That way, whenever you talk about something that's going to get you a community strike on YouTube, you can hit the dump button and it goes, yeah, over on Rumble it's okay, but over here we can't talk about it because, it's YouTube, right? And I found the YouTube algorithms getting a lot worse, right? There's a new CEO and they're just getting a lot worse, right? I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they do the impossible and they manage to tank their insanely profitable business, right? I wouldn't be at all surprised. There's no limit to stupidity. Stupidity knows no freaking bounds, right? Absolutely no bounds. Fine, let's do a review of the week. Honestly, there was one story that really dominated this week. We're kind of trying to look at other stuff, but man, the Doomsday, the Suze Kempner thing, man. Wow. Yeah, this is not going to be in this video, but there was a guy. What's his name? Let me see if I can look it up. What is his name? Jack Reeves, right? Really funny guy. Like really genuinely funny, intelligent person, right? He did a parody of it, which was just funny, right? And now he's like backtracking from it, as fast as he can possibly do it, right? It was genuinely funny. He took the piss out of the trailer, which was a piece of shit. And that's my professional and also rabbinic point of view, right? It was a piece of shit. I'm sorry it was a piece of shit. I mean, like, that's really the funny thing about this story. That it came out and everyone went, oh God, this is absolute garbage, this trailer. And then it became about tribalism, right? It became about she made the star of it, Sue's, what's her name, Kepner, said, I'm all about trans rights and and if you don't like cringe, that's good, I'm okay. And then she gets called out on it, and she's like, well, I didn't say anything about trans rights. You just left it there, right? It's in writing. Oh, I didn't mean that. It's lying. So much lying. There's just so much lying going on. Anyway. So this guy, he makes a very good parody of it, and then people like me show it, go, well, that's very funny, go give him a sub. He was on Nerdrotic, did the same thing. Now, Nerdrotic highlighting you and being nice to you is good for your channel, but, he's a kid, right? He's a kid, so he's grown up in this, idiotic world where they're taught not to think in any way, shape, or form, right? Anyway, so, I say, look, dude, think for yourself. Only believe what you see personally, right? Otherwise, people just lie a lot. And so, I thought I'd be nice, right? I wasn't being rude to him. He replies to me with two of my thumbnails, which kind of prove my point, saying, F off, Rabbi! I'm like, well, really? Is that really necessary? So the thumbnails was Jodie Whittaker with a guy in blackface behind her saying, look at my diverse new companion. I'm clearly taking the piss out of liberals because they're not they think they're anti-racist, but they're genuinely racist, right? And another one, I had Jodie Whittaker in a very PG-13 dominatrix dress, right? On the bridge of the Enterprise. From the original series with I think Zachary Quinto Spock and Kirk Pine Kirk, right? I can't remember, and it was clearly just taking the piss. And she's like, racist and sexist. I'm like, okay, good. Now articulate, why is it racist? This blackface. It's no. Am I making fun? Am I saying blackface is a good thing? No, I'm not. No, clearly not. Am I saying racism is a good thing? No, clearly you're not. Am I belittling black people? No, I'm not belittling black people. Am I saying blackface is good? Actually, no, this is saying it's bad. I'm belittling liberals, right? I was belittling, and heads freaks out, right? Can't deal with it. But they're taught not to think. That's the real problem. This guy's clearly intelligent, right? Honestly, genuinely, clearly intelligent. He was taught from an early age not to think. Poor guy. And this leads into our first story, death of comedy. Right, the current age has the first casualties of it was the death of comedy. I mean, my God, did you see the Jimmy Kimmel stuff on the Oscars? It was cringe. It wasn't funny. Right? It wasn't funny, bottom line. Didn't make anybody laugh. It was cringe, right? And now it turns out he was on Epstein Island a lot as well, apparently. Oh, what a shock! What a bloody surprise. I don't know. I was going to say, I would love a paedophile to explain to me what the attraction is, because I don't see it at all, and they really super duper duper like it, right? They super duper duper like being pedos, right? I don't see the attraction, but I was going to say it flippantly. Now I saw this chilling clip on Facebook this morning of on Twitter this morning of a pedophile, right? Literally a pedophile who clearly had reformed it and was talking about how he would, select children. It was basically all the grooming we see today, which is freaking terrifying, right? And he was very open about it. So I don't know, maybe I won't make light of it. Anyway, the death of comedy leads into our first story, which is over here. Let's pull this up. Doink. There you go, death of comedy. Firstly, this headline is a death of comedy as well. David Tennant adds another regeneration to his resume. What? No, he did. What are you doing? And then I realised they're talking about Children in Need, not Children in Need, Red Nose Day, which they said how much it raised. 34 million, blimey. Could you imagine if they were actually funny? They raised 34 million pounds, $41 million. Man, that used to be a lot more dollars. The exchange rates were different. Anyway, we started this week with Children in Need. Children in Need. Red Nose Day. It was fronted by David Tennant. They put David Tennant out front and centre. And I think he hosted bits of it, but he did a couple of Doctor Who skits. Again, none of them funny in any way, shape, or form. Lenny Henry was in the skit. Look, Lenny Henry hasn't been funny for a while. He's very upset about all the racism in England, even though it never was a barrier to his success. So strange, that, isn't it? I mean, if England is such an insanely racist country, how did we have a black person become successful? Because we all hate black people, apparently. But again, it's like that kid, was it, Reeves? Nobody thinks for themselves, right? And when you start up making them think, they get mad, right? They do. They're like, ah! But people are morons. Oh, they are. And sometimes I think, maybe I'm just super smart and they're just more. No, then I talk to people like you. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just normal. Well, I mean, other than, screaming into my camera. But I'm just bloody normal, right? These people are the weirdos. And that's really the point, right? Why do they take out the dislike button on YouTube? Because everything is designed to make you feel who are normal that you're in the tiny minority when you're in the vast majority, right? And look, that's why all these things that are going on, they just get they get lied about. Why do they get lied about? Because it's much easier to dupe people than to convince them they've been duped. That's where we are today. Anyway, this wasn't funny. This was not funny at all. So it's a really lame sketch with Lenny Henry saying he's feeling sick and he starts to regenerate, and his acting is even slightly worse than it was in Doctor Who, which wasn't very good, right? Let's be clear. Although way more intimidating than Jodie Whittaker. His confrontation with Jodie Whittaker just made her look weak. I mean, like, insanely weak. So because he was so weak, it was crazy. So he's backstage getting ready for Children in Need, not Children in Need, Red Note and Day, right? And then he regenerates into David Tennant, and he reacts to his 14th Doctor regeneration, I know these teeth. It's like, it wasn't funny, right? It wasn't funny. Neither was a Dalek in Britain's Got Talent or whatever it was. It just wasn't funny. But there is no, look at that Reeves kid, right? Genuinely intelligent, funny person, completely neutered, right? Completely neutered by being part of this idiot generation, it's very sad. But you can look again. If you are part of this idiot generation, doesn't mean you're an idiot, okay? But you need a lot of force of personality to avoid being an idiot, right? That's what you need to do. You didn't need that much. Again, also, Doctor Who used to be a place where smart people would go to, right? And the idiots would stay away from. Oh, Jodie Whittaker changed all that. Never mind. Fine, moving onwards. Oh, yeah. It's an interesting story. And actually, because look, it was very clear to me when they were casting Doctor Who, they wanted a non-white, sexy guy, right? That's it. They weren't thinking of Shooty Gatwa. I think they're thinking of Fady L, whatever his name was from Class, right? And then Shooty came in. I think he did very good. I said a while ago, John Boyega. I mean, I like John Boyega. He's really good and screwed over like nothing I've ever seen before in Star Wars. Right? What an embarrassment. The sequel was. I mean, he set up this great character, and you know how he set it up? Because he's a great actor, right? He genuinely like put his essence into that character and like his goodness, right? I like it. They cucked him a little bit by making him stupid in Force Awakens, but I could have got beyond that, just a couple of gags, but then Last Jedi, man, they just make him look so stupid, and then they screw up his hair for the next. Oh God, it was awful. Right, just so insanely screwed over. You know who I'd like to see John Boyega play? And you've seen my live streams. You know, I've said this many times. Captain Scarlet, right? I think John Boyega would be an awesome Captain Scarlet, right? I think it'd be very relatable. Yes, I understand he's different from the puppet version, right? I just think that that vibe of Britishness that you got from the Jerry Anderson Captain Scarlet, the original one, is you don't get that same vibe by recreating that, right? Having Nigel Havers play Captain Scarlet. I was like, that doesn't work. You need somebody who can run. You need an action hero. You need somebody relatable. You need John Boyega, right? I think he'll be awesome as Captain Scarlet. I really do. Anyway, I digress. Wouldn't mind seeing as a Doctor either. The Star Wars alumni wants to swap the Millennium Falcon for the TARDIS in one-off episode. Okay, tell me more. We've seen the likes of John Hurt, Joe Martin, and David Bradley. Well, listen, come on. There are There are three grades of talent that we had there. John Hurt, David Bradley, and Joe Martin. David Bradley, respected actor. Everybody likes him. You know, he's been around the industry. John Hurt, legend, and Joe Martin. Okay. Special the Doctor on the BBC Sci-Fi show. But now John Boyega is hoping to be in the next short-term iteration. You know this is going to happen. Like, Ralph C. Davis like, what? John Boyega? Of course. I'll start writing a story right now. You know that's going to be a Christmas special. Can you imagine, like, how many eyes are going to be on that thing if John Boyega's in it? It'll be, like, okay. Imagine if John Boyega is well known, you know, throughout the world, more so than Kylie Minogue, right? Imagine if that Kylie Minogue Christmas special was on Disney Plus, not that they had it then, and had global reach, right? And everybody knew Kylie Minogue. They don't. Americans don't. They know John Boyega. Man, I think they have to make up ratings, like numbers for that rating. It'll be huge. Yeah, you know that's going to happen, and the canny side of Rusty Davis is going to make that happen. Speaking to this week of Radio Times magazine, the Star Wars lead actor, he wasn't a lead. Ray was a lead in everything, and he was cucked in every way. Said he would love a cameo in the long-running Doctor Who. By the way, I have to say, I think this. I'm just seeing the cover for Radio Times magazine. If you're not looking at the screen, look at the screen. And they got a new version of Great Expectations with what's her name as who turned down the Doctor, Olivia Colman as Lady Havisham, some guy I don't know, and a black woman as Estella. I think that really works. I mean, not because she's black, but she's like. Like, look, you might not be able to see her on the screen, but she's got this real personality come out, and she's freaking gorgeous. See, that's the sort of thing I can think that works, right? Because, yes, obviously she wasn't black in the book, but we live in a different age now, and entertainment reflects the society we're in. I think that's fine, right? I really do. I mean, if it's shit, it's shit. I'm sorry. But, like, on the face of it, I would probably watch it. It's also by Peaky Blinders guy doing it as well. Hey, Stephen Knight, mate. Listen, I know you watch. You'll be crazy not to. Can you do... I want to see, you can put it on Netflix, right? Because I like the Luther movie. Do it in the same vibe as that. I want to see Alfie Solomon's movie from Peaky Blinders, you know, the Jewish gangster. Love the Jewish guy, played by Tom Hardy. I mean, really, that's just like my Jewy wet dream. You know, like, oh yeah, I want to see that movie, right? So yeah, get onto that. Even his what was it? Christmas Carol, which was very woke, right? By woke, I mean that woke is a mindless adherence to social media algorithms' idea of what is and is not moral currently, right? That's I got that from Tim Pool. I think that's a very, very what's the word? I think that's a very accurate, working definition of woke, and it was woke, right? It was also freaking awesome. I mean, like, what's his name as Marley was really good. What's guy? Oh, he's Steve. Not Stephen Graham. What's his name? Can't remember. Okay, it was the bloke from This Is England. Also played Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire. He's in a bunch of stuff. He's really good. He was in the that Inside show with. Is it Sean Bean? I think Sean Bean. God, I hope so. You know, I just wish I could remember people's names. I remember their faces. Fine. So John Boyega wants to be in Doctor Who. Doctor Who, the TARDIS. When asked whether diversity representation is improving in film, what the fuck? Really? I mean, like, he just said he wanted to be in Doctor Who. Okay, is improving in film and industry. The 31-year-old opened up said, "It's opening up. You get inspired by things like shooting up. We're playing Doctor Who." That's special to me. Look, I'm glad. Honestly, I'm very glad for you. Right? I think. Again, I think they wanted a non-white, sexy person, right? I think he got the job because he was the best choice on the table. But listen, yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people out there do not like the idea of Black Doctor Who because they say the character hasn't been black for, 60 years. It seems a bit, and that's true. For me, it just doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter, and I'm really excited by... to see, I mean, again, it might be shit. I don't know, but I'm really excited to see it. Anyway, so we would like to play Doctor Who. The glass ceiling can't limit us. It's exciting to see what there's less choice for black actors now. right? More roles, less choice, right? They're all like, if you're a male black actor, you've got to be emancipated and soft. If you're a woman, you've got to be a soul saint, and you've all got to suffer from racism and adversity with such incredible nobility, right? That's the only characters written for black people anymore, right? That's what kind of like Trixie Estella. There's one player. God, she is hot. I'm sorry. Every time I go back, I'm like just blown away at how insanely sexy is. She's very, very hot. I have no idea who it is, but I will be checking that out, and her as well. Glassy and Karney, it's exciting to see what comes out of this new stage of filmmaking and entertainment. It's the end of this establishment, right? We're going to get something different, especially when you can make things at home essentially for free, which is where we're going to be a year from now. And it sounds crazy, but have you seen some of the AI photos generated? I saw an AI photo generated of Biden at a gay rally. He's wearing a pink suit it looks so real, right? It looks so real. And the other one, Trump was supposed to be arrested this week or yesterday on Wednesday, right? On Tuesday, Wednesday. That never happened. But there's some AI photos made of him, like him running from the police and them grabbing it. These things look so real. You will be amazed at what we're able to do a year from now. They just got to write the software. Right, the tech's there now. Now it's just writing the software to apply the technology. We are. I would say we are going. I would be amazed if we don't get perfect reconstructions of the lost stories. You put all the Hartnell era into a computer, right? You put all the scripts in, you put all the telesnaps in, right? And you say, AI, okay, can generate what's missing. No problem. It's going to do it, right? It's going to do it. They can probably do it. They can probably do it in different skins. They could do an animated version. They could do a photorealistic version. They could do a 2023 version in color. They can probably widescreen. They can probably do, so it's just skins at that point, right? This is where things are going. But anyway, as for whether it'll be up for taking the role of Doctor Who he added, I would love that, but getting an episode where I'm one of many doctors in many timelines, so I can just cameo it, kind of like the way that what's his name, Daniel Craig. Was it Daniel Craig cameoed in? What was it? It was Last Jedi, the Star Wars movie that destroyed John Boyega's character. He was one of the stormtroopers in it. I'd rather be assistant. Whatever. I'd show up just for one episode. The BAFTA winner has previously tackled sci-fi genre. His first film being that role being that of Moses in 2011's Attack the Block. Freaking awesome. Jodie Whittaker's in it as well and is good, right? Just great movie, right? And he started as film and movie. Okay, this is just waffle now. Blah, blah, blah. Sections, blah, 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 blah. Fine. Okay, John, mate. I can almost guarantee you, Christmas 2025, John Boyega is the Doctor, right? Or maybe they go to the land of fiction, they put Shooty face back wrong, and it comes out John Boyega. Yes, I want to see that. I would love to see John Boyega Doctor. Anyway, let's go on. So yeah, the big story of the week was this turgid mess. This absolutely turgid mess, awful idea. Doomsday. I can't wait to find out who wrote this, because I can't imagine it's like James Goss or anybody who can write stuff like this. I can't imagine. I mean, compare this to Time Lord Victorious, which failed massively, right? And to get people to buy merchandise. That was actually the storyline. It was quite competent. The first thing we saw it with that Lee Binding picture was freaking great, right? This, so the rumor I've heard is that Ross Lee Davis wasn't involved with this at all. This is a initiative from the BBC brand manager, and the initial designs of the assassin Doom was very different from Sue Skepner. So such a stupid idea, right? Very, very different from Suze Kempner. Was like darker, scarier, and then some idiot like Sue. She's got a fanatical following, right? And why do you have a fanatical following? Because every other word out of her mouth is talking about trans rights, all right? Like literally, and she's just a stereotype. All right. So okay. So what is this? If you don't already know, Doomsday is a trans media event, which means it will have all parts of one whole of a story will be told across different media. You'll have novels, you'll have video games, you'll have audio, and man. The first thing we saw at the trailer really looked very bad, right? It just didn't land at all. I'm sorry, but it didn't. It was poor, right? And so people were like, what is this? Like when there's someone that, what is this on Twitter, right? This is awful. So she immediately leaps to the defense by saying, look, I welcome all my new followers from my Doctor, clearly for Doctor Who. Now, the biggest complaint about it was it's cringe. And because it was very cringy, right? And she said, yeah, I post about trans rights a lot, and we'll see in a minute. So if you cringe, that's just good. So like that's what. So I commented along with many other people. You seem to be hiding behind identity politics, yeah, because this piece of work is not very good, right? It was not very good. So yeah, you seem to be hiding behind trans rights to deflect from the low quality of just every part of this production, the costume, the green screen, where every part of this was cheap, tacky crap, right? I think Russell Davies, when he saw it, must be not happy. I think this damages the brand, quite frankly. The only people into it are people who are into how do I say it? Not trans rights, but the trans activism, which basically means a whole bunch of other things other than trans activism, right? I mean, nobody really had any problem with anybody being trans, right, up until it involved highly sexualized performances for children, right? I mean, that I think was probably something that made quite a bit of a change, right? Don't you? I mean, I really, yes. It did to me anyway, and then, but whatever. Look, I can't talk about it. It's on YouTube, right? Rumble, yeah, I can. I've got to get that dump button. That'd be great. Anyway, it just, I don't know. I feel bad for the licensees. They're not going to make anything out of this. So let's read the coverage about this in Cosmic Book News. Love this website. It's one of the few websites that I think aren't relentlessly full of crap. Or at least if they're full of crap, they're full of the sort of crap that I agree with rather than other people. So more woke Doctor Who. Suze Kempner's all about the politics and trans rights. I mean, yeah, exactly. Right, and clearly has nothing and knows nothing about Doctor Who and has disdain for it as a silly children's show. And anybody who likes it, she has disdain for too. Basically, what happened was that she got criticised on Twitter. And please don't hire political activists to sell your products. They will not do it. They will, and it happened universally. Right? They will not do it. They can't do it. So, what was it? So, yeah, just don't do that. Don't hire, because I just don't think any of this stuff is going to sell. So she went onto Twitter and she attacked everybody. Me, everybody, like, who's, what trans, what right? Well, I said, don't hide behind identity politics. What identity politics am I hiding behind? The politics and trans rights that you just connected to everything. Oh, I didn't mean that at all. She was lying. Oh, she's lying. In my opinion, I think she is lying. And she just didn't read the room. She had no idea how poorly this would be received after the Whittaker era. Like, we were all like, basically going, we got something to look forward to. This looks good. Yes. And then this shows up, right? I mean, it didn't go down well. And, if she had done the barest amount of research, which she hadn't, then it would have been fine. Then she went to attack. Look, I just took a job. What's your problem? We weren't attacking. I wasn't attacking her anyway. Quite clearly, attacking the product, right? And then she went in this trans rights and politics route. Okay, right, okay, then that's your choice. The newly cast actor is all about promoting woke agenda again, mindless adherence to the social media algorithms' current idea of what is moral and what is not moral. Perfect freaking definition, and not whether the story is any good. Yes. Yes, exactly. If you thought Woke Doctor was that killed the franchise was done for, that's the other thing. I put out a video. I put out a video yesterday, which means I haven't done it yet. It's from my live stream on Wednesday, when like somebody said, "Oh man, this is what this is like close criminal stuff that nearly killed Doctor Who." So she wrote back, "He didn't." Okay. The ignorance and confidence is not a good look, right? It's great to be confident if you're not blisteringly ignorant, right? It's great to be ignorant if you're not blisteringly confident, but being blisteringly confident and insanely ignorant doesn't make you look good. But again, this is like somebody who hasn't. There's like truth and reality is not something that that lands on people like Sue's. From what I can tell, they want to believe what they want to believe, right? Monday's on the outside of Doomsday, and again, that's an awful title, for the Doctor Who starring stand-up comedian and sketch artist, actor Suze Kempner, who will be playing the universe's greatest assassin. God, I'm the greatest assassin! No, you're not. Across a multi-platform story, which no one's going to be watching. The teaser for Doomsday happens as sees Suze Kempner character refer to the Doctor as them. Well, she said she's looking for multiple versions of the Doctor. But whatever. But look, this is a raison d'etre. She is very, very much consumed with trans rights, right? She's very, very much consumed with that. I just don't think anybody had any trouble with trans rights before they started infringing on other rights, like the rights of parents not to have their children raped by perverts, right? That used to be a right. You used to have that right that you wouldn't have groomers in schools, right? Not anymore, right? That was, but why don't we all just live and let live? That might be an idea. But the official doesn't use pronouns for some reason. Okay. Produces there, and Kempner uses pronounces. Kempner uses pronounces according to her Instagram. The reason that she is so dyed in the wool, very, very liberal, is it's because she's a straight white person, and she's a woman, so she can use that. But that makes her the worst person in the world, according to people like her, because they're racist. So apparently, Suze Kempner is a trans actor. No, she's not. Right? I had no idea. Who cares? I don't think she's a trans actor. And following the big announcement, Suze took to social media to gloat to her fans about her casting. Well, that's fair. That is fair. Hello, new followers. You're probably here because I'm part of the Hooniverse now. Not for long, darling. Welcome. I post a lot about politics and trans rights, dress up as other people, and sing a lot. If I make you cringe, then good. Welcome. So again, the number one complaint about the trailer, not talking about politics, not talking about trans rights, was cringe, right? And so she connected the major overwhelming criticism to trans rights and politics, right? She's the one who did that. And it'd be one thing. Okay. One of the many back and forths I had on Twitter about this. Listen, if you want to have a hissy fit when you get criticized and not be able to take criticism, okay, that's fine. But then, maybe be less belligerently convinced of be less belligerently supporting of ideologies which do involve castrating children, right? I'm just not a fan of that, right? I'm not a fan of that. Where we go? Okay, if you're a new follower and maybe just saw this tweet pop up on your feed, you should probably take it up with Elon, not me. And did she spell Elon wrong? Because they view him like Voldemort, right? They're not allowed to say his name. So we see it's woke because of the casting of Suze Kempner. It's all about woke politics and who is Casting on Susan Kemner is all about politics and trans rights. Yes, that the only support that she has for this project, which again, piece of shit, is because of her position on trans rights and politics, right? If she was anti-trans right and pro-Tory, she wouldn't have been cast and she wouldn't get the support, right? Yeah, right. She didn't write Elon Musk's name, and like this picture is so contrived as well. I mean, like it's like. How can I get nerdy geek guys to obey me? Oh, I know, I'll wear a skin-tight outfit and show my tits, right? At the same time, hold a game controller. That'll get the nerds to like me, right, on my side. Because that's how she views people. So, again, she went on this tirade, and she had her arse handed to her, like, relentlessly. Right? Here's the thing. I think she's a bigot, right? I think she looks at people like me as going, oh, stupid, knuckle dragging, oh, they won't be able to answer. And she thought, I could dunk them chuds. I'm going to dunk on the misogynistic chuds. And she had her ass handed to her, essentially destroying the project. Quite frankly, the licensees are not seeing the money they put back in it. And why would they think so? Look at this costume. It's just embarrassingly bad, right? Everything about this is bad. Well, Doctor Who might be regenerating. A fan made the remark that he never heard of her, but no idea. Oh, this is me! They're quoting me! Literally. This is a world exclusive, okay? A fan made a remark they never heard of her, no idea about her politics or worldview, and mentioned the trailer was frankly was embarrassingly bad in terms of understanding the franchise you're in. Well, they're correcting my grammar, which is nice. And it's audience. I can't believe this is me. Please don't hide from criticism behind identity. Okay, thank God this. I can't believe this article's about me. What identity am I hiding behind? Kept the question. The fan remarked, you could have plugged my channel. That Kemner kept mentioning in a post a lot about politics and trans rights means that she's saying any criticism about the trailer is simply because that and not how bad it's bad, which Kepler disagreed with. No, I wasn't remotely saying that, right? Oh, now they're bringing John the White. It was okay. I thought this would be look at this story from a new bloody angle. I didn't know I'd be repeating myself. But she's so full of crap. No, I wasn't remotely saying that. I was saying to new followers, that's the sort of thing you can say. Apology accepted. You cunt. Really. However, another fan pointed out, John the White, awesome. The recent tweet where Kemner said she was prepared for the fan reaction to the trailer and deliberately tweeted about her politics and trans rights then. So he said, yeah, it's fine. And she never, and she like ran from it. It's Trump's fault. Kemner also tweets about Donald Trump for some reason. Oh yeah, she's been so excited to see Donald Trump arrested. This is like her wet dream, right? Not a good week for you, Suze, did he? I thought it'd be great. Not a good week for you. As well as remarks she makes about Florida Ron DeSantis. This really, really irritates me. When you respond to somebody's politics that they insert into Doctor Who, that you always get the frame, but why are you bringing politics into it? This is just about Doctor Who. I'm not the one who brought it into it. That was you, right? That was you. You know, sadly, right? And they just never own up to anything, do they? It must be nice to have some virtues, right? But no. So Kevin also tweeted about Donald Trump, said, look, all I'm saying, it might be hot if Donald Trump gets arrested, makes a run for it, his trousers fall down, and his rugby tackled by the feds and goes, get off, I'm the president, as his hair goes berserk everywhere. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, did it happen, darling? No. And if it did happen, you're basically inviting him into the White House, right? If they arrest Trump and perp walk him the whole thing, he wants to be perp walked. My God, his numbers are through the bloody roof now, right? He's actually said on Truth Social, I want to be handcuffed, I want to be perp walked, because that is going to get me into the presidency easier than anything else. That's just going to destroy everything. It's known during the failed Christmas and Jodie Whittaker era, the ratings took a nosedive. That is true. Millions, 90% of the audience they lost, right? 90%. Not what again, the Chris North based on Trump. Regarding Disney, the new home for Doctor Who, internationally outside the UK, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he's saying, and it gave the show a big boost, so doing the math Woke Doctor Who might be regenerating. Geronimo! I don't know. Let's see. Do we have any comments? Like, I wouldn't load the comments, but it's about me. It's my favourite subject. No, it's not about me. You idiots! I'm the most important thing here! Obviously. Like, share, subscribe, obviously. Tom was offering me a beard trimming kit. Okay, whatever. Okay. Let's go forward. Let's go on. This is a story. This is kind of an old story, right? This was from, when was it? So a while ago, about Michelle Gomez. This is from, it's 10 days old, right? It's 10 days old. Just missed it. I tried to put it in last week's. That was the week that was, but didn't run out of time, right? Where are we up to? While it's impossible to imagine, okay, Doctor Who star Michelle Gomez explains why she turned down a role before why she turned down role before landing the Missy part. Okay, the English here is terrible. While it's impossible to imagine any Doctor Who role her in any other than the iconic Missy, Michelle Gomez was revealed that she was initially offered a different part. Fine, I am intrigued by this. The female incarnation of the Doctor Who's nemesis, the Master, Michelle Gomez, one of the best Masters in my mind, created an iconic character in Missy. That is true. However, she has revealed she was initially offered a different role, which she was forced to turn down. Speaking at the Dublin Comic-Con on Sunday, she told fans in the audience that a time on the sci-fi show would have been very different, and how a fateful letter to showrunner Stephen Moffat changed her life. This story is more interesting than I thought. Okay. I was offered another role in Doctor Who, but I was doing something else at the time, and I was absolutely gutted. I want a role! Right? I wrote to Stephen Moffat, and was really apologetic that I wasn't able to physically, I wasn't available physically because I don't have a TARDIS. And I was like, if you ever need a high cheekbone, blue-eyed villain, I'm your man, right? So who was it? Revealing in his response, it was like, it's funny that you should say that. How would you like to play the Master? Well, that's interesting, but we're not going to find out the role. That's interesting. I said that this part is a male role, and he was like, "It's not now." The character arrived on the show surrounded in secrecy in season 8, Sylvester McCoy's first year, his weakest year. However, the fact that she was actually an old foe remained secret to the end. I had a year of Mona Lisa smiles because I had Mona Lisa smile because I had the secret where they wanted to tell. I don't want to tell anybody. Oh, fine. She was doing another role there. Oh, she married Jack Davenport. I had no idea. Okay. I didn't tell everybody. I told my husband Jack Davenport. Obviously, he was the villain from the Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I thought I recognised him. Sort of the villain. One of the villains in Pirates of the Caribbean. Why did they not do a female-led Pirates of the Caribbean starring Amy? What's her name? I just got having Gemma Allerton in my head. No. What's her name? Really? I'm looking this up. Because Amy Pond actress Jana Karen Gillan. Oh, what a drag. It is getting old. I mean, that's such a thing as that, but you're not telling us who it was. Asking if she was the one she was originally approached about. Michelle said she couldn't. Oh, however, she did confess she was glad she didn't play the part. She couldn't played Missy. What could it have been, you think? What do you think it could have been? Not River's Song. I mean, he wasn't showrunner then. What big... Oh, could it be the woman with the eye patch? No, that was the next year. No, that was that year. Must have been Madame Kavorian. Right, that's what my mind is on. Either that or the Pope of the Papal Mainframe, something like that, right? Could be. Maybe that one in Matt Smith's last story. That would make sense, right? She's got similar physicality. Yeah, I can certainly see that. Okay, I was it. So, however, she did confess she didn't play the part, so she played Missy. Yes, she was very good at Missy. Right, I'm very glad with that. Very glad things worked out that way. She has become an iconic character show where she celebrates 60th anniversary this year, and Michelle claims that the party that's partly thanks to the writing. Mostly thanks to the writing, isn't it? I owe all that comfortability to Stephen Moffat because he knew my voice and knew how to write to my strength. I mean, look, it was really in the next year that she really it came together. And now I could be as good as I could be because it was because I was as close as a little minx to that inside me, because we all have that little minx inside her. So he really brought that out onto the page. I could feel free, really relaxed and free. Well, yeah, look, it seems like a very genuine, organic performance, right? That's how I would describe it. It does seem like that, right? It absolutely does seem like that. But yeah, it would have been weird. I'm so glad she turned that. I'm so glad she had to turn down that role. Really? I mean, aren't you? Yeah, we're all glad about that. Fine, I think I'm going to wrap this up here. Join me tomorrow night for a live stream. That's going to be, because the clocks are all whacked out, so it's going to be, I think, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock on my channel. Not sure how long ago, but maybe an hour, maybe 2. Who knows? Or dare stream. Please subscribe, okay? That's a very big thing. Go to Rumble, subscribe. That'd be fantastic. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi for Another Planet. Have yourself a freaking awesome weekend. Like, share, subscribe, and may I reiterate, have yourself a freaking awesome day.